We are now just 33 days away from Star Wars Celebration and 10 months away from the release of Star Wars Episode 9 that will bring a conclusion to the Skywalker saga. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are really curious about is exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to handle the character of Luke Skywalker. There's a big discussion going around right now about Episode 9 on whether or not J.J. can save the Star Wars franchise. And when we talk about saving the Star Wars franchise, many people would either agree or disagree that this trilogy needs fixing, which is perfectly fine and okay and all. Everybody has their own opinions. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Luke Skywalker and other characters that many fans are familiar with. Specifically, a description of Luke Skywalker that appears to be younger, without a beard and brown Jedi robes, on a mysterious world with a Jedi temple in the background. It's described that Luke is wielding a green lightsaber in front of a young Ben Solo, and giving him a lecture on the famous Jedi weapon. It's described that the Millennium Falcon is in the background with both Han and Chewie leaning against it as they watch Luke talking to Ben, while his lightsaber is ignited green. It's implied to be one of the flashback scenes involving Luke, Han, Ben Solo, and Chewbacca by Luke's training temple. It's said to be a sequence in which Ben Solo is dropped off to Luke's training temple. Additionally, it's implied that this is a moment before a younger version of Leia steps off board of the Millennium Falcon. So what's really intriguing about this is that not only would this really give us a sense of family in the Star Wars sequel trilogy that has all to do with the Skywalker family, right? Now, that's one thing that we never got to see. You know, if you look at Legends and the EU, you know, you do get that glimpse of course, Han Solo, Leia, Luke, Ben Skywalker at the time. You know, Ben Solo's, or should I say, Han Solo's children, Jaina and Jason, all together. You know, we never got to get something like that in the sequel trilogy, and it seems as though that J.J. Abrams really wants to recapture what was used in the EU and Legends and make that a reality in Episode 9. So this sequence taking place on, of course, the mysterious world where Luke's training temple is located. We still don't know the name of this planet, and I'm sure that we will learn more about it in Episode 9 or in the Episode 9 novelization and or the visual dictionary. But what's really intriguing about this is that this is a moment in which Luke is giving a lecture to Ben Solo about the famous Jedi weapon, a lightsaber. So Luke Skywalker has the lightsaber ignited, the green one, in front of a younger version of Ben Solo. You guys may recall that one of the sequences in this movie will involve a younger Ben Solo looking up to his estranged uncle Luke Skywalker about the ways of the Force and wanting to become a Jedi. It's supposed to be a very, very, magical moment in the Star Wars sequel trilogy that J.J. Abrams is creating in order to really give us that sense, right, of family between both uncle and nephew, and of course father and son between both Han and Ben Solo. And I think that at this point, it is imperative to set this up in order to really make us look at The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens in a different light. So the next one that I do want to go over that really does intrigue me is how both Han and Chewie are said to be leaning against the Falcon in the background, and it's implied that this is a glimpse, a moment, if you will, before a younger version of Leia steps off board of the Millennium Falcon going down the ramp. So we do know that there's also going to be a scene, I don't know if you guys heard about this, where we actually have a younger version of Luke, pretty much, lecturing Leia as well about the ways of the Force and the Jedi. Now, this could very well be within the same sequence, we're not quite sure. But we can see that J.J. Abrams is very ambitious with this movie. He really wants to make the new fans of Star Wars get very familiar with the legacy characters like Luke, Leia, Lando, Han, Chewbacca, I mean, you name it, right? So, with that being said, this movie really does have a lot going for it. There's a lot of potential going for this film in order to be the best of the current trilogy. In which, guys, like I say, that's what I've been saying all along. I really do believe that this movie is going to be the best of this trilogy for two big reasons. Now, yes, Luke Skywalker is dead, So at this point, there's nothing else that they can really do to really, do anything to the character of Luke Skywalker in a negative way. The other thing being is that they will be embracing the whole entire concept of a younger version of Luke in order to really fill in the gaps in between the originals and the sequels. But not only that, they're creating this new dynamic where we have a new threat / new villain coming into play in between the First Order and the Resistance. I think that's going to be a very different and interesting angle for a Star Wars movie that we have never seen before on the big screen. So, with that being said, guys, what do you think about this sequence in particular that's catered to Luke and Ben Solo, as well as Han Solo and Chewbacca in the background, as well as the Falcon and Luke's training temple? Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.